Hello, my name is Ilona and today it's Tuesday, February 28th, 2023 and I'm going to look at the energies of March. Tomorrow is March 1st and I just have a feeling it's going to be a very interesting month. We have the full moon on March 7th in Virgo and we have a very interesting thing happening on March 23 and it has to do with Pluto. Will go into Aquarius, which is very, very interesting. And I found, unfortunately, it's a Dutch article, astrologyrocks.nl, and I will, of course, share this on my Telegram channel, but it is in Dutch. You could translate it. And I'm sure there are plenty of English articles about Pluto in Aquarius. It's very interesting. Pluto's been in Capricorn for a long time, and Pluto is like a destroyer of, well, at that moment in time, in what sign it is. And the Capricorn is the sign for structure, the sign for organization. So it's kind of been destroying everything that we've been seeing, all the old organizations. They have to, you know, it's kind of been collapsing. And the first time Pluto got in Capricorn was in 2028. And then, of course, we had the financial crisis. Very interesting that it was together with Saturn. I'm sorry, I was just wanted to say the Dutch word, but it's Saturn and Pluto on January 12th, 2020. And that was the same thing happening with something coming out of China that was spreading worldwide at that moment in time. That was very interesting. So there was a combination of Saturn, Pluto, and apparently in Capricorn. And it's very interesting because it's been in Aquarius, of course, before, and that was 200 years ago. And then we had the French Revolution and the American Revolution. So Pluto in Aquarius will lead to a new wave of people that will stand up, that will confront the people in charge, that will have new ideas, that want equality, that want human rights. They will stand up for that. So we'll have to wait and see what kind of effect that will have, but it's very, very interesting. So the cards I got, this is the spread I use for looking into a month. So the first three cards is the energy of March. The second three cards is like the challenges, the blockades that we could run into. The next three cards is about the advice. And then the last three cards is more where we are at the end of March. So the first three cards is the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. To me, this feels like I don't know, there's something very powerful about the month March. So I do believe something's going to happen. It's going to be chaotic. And as we can see, we need to be patient. Things are starting to show, so it will take some time before we will fully see what's going on or what's been going on in the month March. So it's very possible that things that are happening now are going to have a massive effect along the way. We are moving away from an old situation that is not sustainable anymore. We are moving away from that. And there's going to be a lot of financial things happening. There's going to be a lot of lack, feeling that there's not enough. People are going to feel like they're left out in the cold. They are going to turn away from what's been going on for so long. I think we really are moving away from these organizations, the people in power, these structures that have been going on for so long. And a lot of people, unfortunately, will really feel it financially. I do think there's going to be a lot of financial upheaval. Of course, I'm noticing it myself with all the prices from the food, from, you know, just anything. It's just going up. And I'm sure it is for a lot of people just an awful situation. But a lot of people are feeling left out in the cold. And I think that's going to be the energy. Of course, here in the Netherlands, we'll have to vote, of course, on March 15th. And I think a lot of people here are fed up with the old system, fed up with what's going on. I think that's worldwide. March is really about moving away from this, and people are really speaking out, feeling left in the cold, feeling like they're not getting what they want and what they need. The governments are not there for them, but there is some patience. It will take some time, so I'm not sure. We are, of course, waiting for this scary event. I'm not sure if it's going to happen in March, although this is interesting for April, that something will have changed. There will be like a new beginning, but doesn't mean that that will happen. I'm hoping for it, but in a way, I'm just trusting that it will happen when it is the right time. But it's going to be a very hectic month altogether anyway, and I feel this very powerful current underneath this energy of March. And there's another card that I will take a look at, and I will talk about that. There's something very feisty about March, like fighting back, that feeling. Anyway, the challenges will be the High Priestess. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. The challenges that we will face in March is really trusting our own intuition. Most important thing, we trust our own inner compass. We're not going to look outside of ourselves anymore, or just listening to other people or like the media or politicians. And this is like worldwide, because obviously the people that are watching my videos, I doubt that any one of you is still listening to the media or the politicians. But this is just the feeling that it's important for people to trust their own intuition and to try to balance themselves, because there's going to be, I don't know, a lot of strife, a lot of fighting outside in the world, but also inside of ourselves. A lot of things are now coming up. A lot of old patterns need to be healed. Old pains are coming up. We are noticing the energy is changing, and that changes us, obviously. So there's a lot going on, and not everyone is really looking inside of themselves, and that unfortunately will lead to people that could suddenly attack you, verbally, or started to explode, or maybe just get even more toxic because they don't understand what's going on. They're not looking inside of ourselves, and instead of dealing with what's going on inside of themselves with their own pains, they project it outside, or they could just turn inward that pain, and they could get very depressed, shut down, things like that. So this is it can be a very tough month for people, and I think this will lead to other things, but unfortunately we are now in the period that's going to be very difficult. We really are in the tough period now, and we have to really feel our intuition, trust God, trust that we are going to be all right, that we are protected and we are safe. Very, very important. And the advice is the Knight of Swords. We have the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Cups. So this is about intuition again. So this is confirmation that it's really very important to deal with your emotions, especially your old pain. Because I do feel this very strong current of feistiness, of fighting back. And that's what the Knight of Swords is about. Knight of Swords just says what he has to say, it's just very, in a way, very, I'm not sure the right word for that, confrontational. So it's very possible that you could be very confrontational. It has to do with old pains that come up. It's sometimes it's necessary to really, be sharp, Do not be afraid to stand up for yourself. Of course, if these really old pains, first feel through the anger, feel through the frustration, and then, of course, talk. But sometimes, if someone steps over your boundaries time and time again, if someone in your family is toxic, you can just say something about it. Don't hold back. It's necessary that we deal with those pains now. And it's very possible that if you're from a dysfunctional family, you have a lot of anger towards your parents, a lot of hurt. This is the time to do the shadow work. And I'm not talking about actually, if your parents still alive, to just go over there and just say whatever you want. Unless, of course, maybe you have a very toxic mother or father. And in that case, keep your distance, say what you want, and then, retreat. But I'm really talking about energetic level, because most parents, even if they are dysfunctional, they've tried the best way they could possibly function at that time. So this is anger you need to deal and heal with in yourself. And that's the best way, by energetically dealing with this with your parents. So not going over there, but, you know, just visualize your parents, talk to them that way, or just write letters. Of course, if your parents already passed away, you can use the same method and just really heal that pain in yourself. But you can get a bit that sometimes it's not wrong to just stand up and be fierce. It's nothing wrong with that. But very important, and the emphasis is especially because it's also the challenge and the advice to really feel and connect with your intuition, connect with God, connect with your soul. So important that you do that. Really that connection, and look from there to what's happening in your life and how you want to deal with it. But this feels like a very feisty energy. That's what I'm getting with March. Like this, I don't know. It's almost, it's in a way very exciting energy. Like things are changing. We can actually see things changing. And I know for a lot of people it's still too slow. But if we just see how massively they've taken over the dark energies and how much influence they have, we can just see it falling apart now. They've been working on this for 60, 70 years, I believe, to change this. And it is a massive, gigantic war that's going on. And we just have to wait and see and be in the best possible place we can be by doing our shadow work, focusing on ourselves, treating ourselves as well as possible, as respectful as possible, as lovingly as we can. It's very important we do that. That's what we will radiate into the world. And that's, of course, will be attracting people that will treat us with respect, with understanding, and with love. It's so important that we treat ourselves as well as we can possibly can. And if there's still some things you can fix with that, look at that, heal that, because you deserve everything. You deserve the best. You deserve all the loving in the world. You are a child of God. Do not forget that. So the last three cards are interesting. So this is the end of March. We have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Cups, and we have the Five of Swords. So in a way, especially with these cards, there's a new beginning. So there's going to be some kind of new beginning that will be noticeable. We have the Nine of Cups. So I think that a lot of people, especially in the Truther community, are going to be actually in a way quite happy with things are coming out. But there's going to be people and also the dark energies that will try to hold on and will do, they can really do some things that can create this grim atmosphere. So there are also going to be people that do not want to hear, do not want to listen. Things from the stings are coming out more and more. They will try to deny it. They will try to hold on to what they've got. They can become very nasty. So be prepared for that. So maybe that's why you need to have this energy as well, because there are people out there that are very, very toxic. And the only, you can be as reasonable as possible, as understandable as you want to be, but they will just step over your boundaries anyway. So sometimes you have to be the Knight of Swords. Like, yeah, this is not going to fly anymore. This has to end. So I have a feeling, especially with this card, we have the 5. So that's interesting, of course. We have the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Swords. That there's going to be in the outside world, but especially inside people, there's going to be this fight going on. And especially when people are not aware of what is coming out, that it has to do with their old pains that are coming up, that has to be with something they need to deal with themselves. They can easily project it outside of ourselves. I already mentioned that in the reading. Or they can project it outside, so they can be even aggressive or try to dominate. Or they can, it can go inward, and then they'll be depressed and closed off and very negative towards themselves, very inside of themselves. So if people are not aware and not working with their consciousness, it's very difficult to get them in another position, or to, how to say this, help them heal. Ultimately, they will have to make that decision themselves. So I strongly recommend, if you have people in your surroundings or in your family that are holding on to this negativity, do not want to let go, do not want to take the steps to heal, to just let them be. You cannot do anything for them. They have to heal themselves. You can give them something that they can work with. You can give them some insights. But if they're not doing anything with it, you are really wasting your energy and your time. So very important, focus on yourself. That's really the only thing you can do right now. Focus on yourself. Treat yourself with the utmost respect. So you will start, attract other people that will treat you with respect. People that don't fit anymore, they will, fall apart. You will leave them behind. And also make that decision as well. If you're in a situation or with people, surrounded by people where you know this isn't right, it doesn't feel right, then really make the decision to step away. You will find other people that will treat you better, that will treat you with respect. But this is now coming out, especially the negative sides, when people don't deal with it. I have a feeling that in March, a lot of it is going to come out. A lot of people are very angry, feeling left out. So we'll have to see how that's going to go. But that's the feeling I'm getting with March. Things are going to happen, but patience is needed. So it's very likely that things that are happening now may have real results later on. But ultimately, I do think this is going to be a very strong energy. There's going to be some sort of change, especially because the end of March there will be a form of a new beginning. So things, most likely some things have come out. There will be a change. But I'm not sure if it's the change that we are in a way waiting for, that scary event and everything will be shut down for a little bit. I'm not sure if that's the new beginning we're talking about. I'm hoping for that, but we will have to wait and see and trust that everything will work out in the right way at the right time. Things maybe still have to fall into place, but March is going to be a very firm energy. And for ourselves, important to deal with our own issues, to deal with pains that can come up right now. Deal with them, embrace them, don't push them away, but really try to heal them and feel through them. I want to leave it at this, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.